Welcome
back
to the TAE Time Podcast. How's everyone? I hope everyone's good, having a good time, having a really good time.
Really good time.
Really good time. I hope your bank accounts aren't too drained, my brothers, after Valentine's Day yesterday. You know, I know.
We'll get into that.
I know it's not easy.
Yeah.
Life.
We'll get into that.
Mm-hmm.
But I do want to talk a little bit about a daily, weekly stand-up.
Weekly, daily, weekly. She doesn't even remember the name, guys. She doesn't remember the name. She's just here. She just shows up. She doesn't know what she's doing.
Did I not show up with everything for the episode?
Yeah, but like we talked about it. So, yeah.
What's your weekly stand-up?
It's been... Guys, honestly, my weeks are boring. I'm telling you, my weeks are boring. I spend so much time working. Like yesterday, came imagine the Sacred Friday. God's holy day. Yeah, Juma Salah, bro. I didn't even get to go to Juma Salah yesterday because I was so busy with work. And I was working all the way to like, what? Was it 6:30? Mm-hmm. Crazy. On a Friday.
And then he had the audacity to be like, how has your Valentine's been? Sir, you have been working.
Yeah, I've just been busy. I've honestly just been so busy, and it's kind of crazy how busy I've been. And like, I don't really have free time. I really don't have free time, and I hardly get to do anything. I'm so boring, and I know it's like feels weird because like I shouldn't be like this, guys. I'm only 27, believe it or not. Despite how my skin looks,
you look good.
I'm so young. I'm vibrant. You know, my body
young.
feels good. You know. One thing, though, is sitting on these chairs while I work is killing my back.
I told you to get an office chair.
Oh, I know, but I'm too lazy because I don't want to.
Someone was selling an office chair for free.
No, they weren't.
They were.
It wasn't free. You said selling for free. That's crazy. And so, like, every day, multiple times, I have to, like, side crack my back because my back is... I probably actually started need sleeping with a body pillow to raise my thing. So, because my back is... Why do I sound old? Ew.
You just said you're young and vibrant.
I am young and vibrant, but the problem is my work situation has break my back is fine on a normal daily basis. The problem is like, you know, after hours of like, you know.
You need a proper chair.
Yeah. What I wish is I had a standing desk.
And I was about to say a standing desk.
Because remember when I lived in Talbot Street, I just worked all the time standing on because the dresser was so high.
Yeah.
I put on my laptop there. That was the best thing ever. I loved that. But the counters here aren't high enough, you know?
Hey, maybe the next living situation.
Yeah, we'll see. How about you?
I have a lot to talk about.
Oh, really?
Obviously. Okay, so, guys, I gave into the propaganda, the online propaganda, and now I am the problem. I started reading Fourth Wing. And I'm kind of glad I waited so long because like now that I know what's there, it's like, wow.
Is the fourth book coming out or is it just 3 books in the trilogy?
So far, what we have is 3, but apparently what was promised was 5 books. Okay. And the third one was actually left on a bit of a cliffhanger. So
I'm not crazy when I said there was like 5 books because I remember hearing. Yeah.
And when the author was asked about the next book, it's like, oh, when do you have that in the works? And she said never. And then we're like, panic. And she was like, I just want to take the time off, spend time with my kids, blah, blah. But apparently these 3 books came out over the span of 2 to 3 years. Oh, damn. Which is crazy.
So that means she was writing all of them concurrently.
Exactly. And the thing is like, especially with fantasy books, like, and I say you would know this as well. Like,
I love fantasy
books.
They
take a long time for the story to develop, for the characters, for the setting, the world. Like, it's a lot to it. And I didn't think I'm a fantasy book person because I tried listening to Akotar. If you know, I did. It was like free on Spotify or something, so I was like, let me just give it a listen. And I listened to a good bit of it, but I really struggled, and I genuinely think this is just my listening skills. I don't think I can listen to audiobooks. Like, I get so distracted that I'm like, I have gone with my thoughts so far that I miss so much of a chapter, and it's not like I can just reread it. I have to rewind it. I don't know where I was. And it was just annoying. But I didn't really like it. Anyway, Fourth Wing, it's it just basically involves dragons, right? And I can do dragons. Like I've watched Game of Thrones. I enjoyed Game of Thrones, and you know, it's doable. Like I can do that. And it's just so good. It reminds me of like when we were younger and like watching things like The Hunger Games and Divergent and stuff. And it's, you know, that kind of like world building type of thing. And the storyline is so good. This is the best male character I've ever seen written in a book ever. It's so easy to just like fall in love with him, you know? Watch all the TikToks.
We've heard about that. Talking about this Xander guy. Yeah.
His name is Xaden.
Xaden, whatever. Xaden. Xaden.
Yeah.
Xaden.
Exactly. It's funny because obviously we see the book through the lens of the female main character. And it's like, I don't really care that much for her. Like, she's great, but I'm not there for her. And
it's kind of like The Hobbit, where the viewpoint is from Bilbo, and it's actually no one really gives a shit about Bilbo, but the journey is good.
Exactly, pretty much. It's really, really good. So I'm trying to get every single one of my friends to read it. Like, every single one has been bombarded with, you need to read Fourth Wing, basically, because it's really good. And the fact that there's 3, so I think the reason there's a lot of talk around it recently is because the 3rd book just came out, Onyx Storm, so everyone's talking about it, and people who are just seeing it have only started. And I'm excited that I have another 2 books, because I just finished Fourth Wing yesterday, and I cried a lot at some of the ending parts and everything, but it's getting made into a Prime series, and I'm so excited, guys. Like, I've never watched fan edits on TikTok, okay? I've watched so many fan edits. I'm like, who have I become? Like, well, I'm just doing what Farouk is doing on his TikTok now.
Bro, we used to do that. We're done past that stage. We did that for so many years when we were younger, reading fantasy books, and like, because especially like, sorry to cut you off, but like, for the longest time, a lot of the stuff, like, it's crazy that you guys have like this series and now it's already a show. Like, we would always have like makeup BS of all the fantasy books we'd read and whatever, and like, or series or whatever, and be like, oh my God, maybe they'll make it into like a thing or whatever. Never happened. And then now, like, they did it, and now they just do it terribly, and then you'll learn, like, they do it terribly.
I'm not ready for that.
They do it like,
I'm not ready for the heartbreak.
Because I think the thing is, and I always say, like, for the longest time, is like, I can't see why anyone wouldn't like fantasy, just due to the fact that the world building aspect. And that's why people like Dungeons and Dragons, by the way, because like the world building is like, you build this whole new world, whole new setting, and then it's like you place yourself in there. That's why I love like sword and sandal type video games, like fantasy video games, like, you know, like the Elder Scrolls series, all these things, because it's like, it's just open possibilities. Absolutely. And like mystical madness, everything, you know?
Do you know the funniest part about this is, I've been seeing these TikToks going around of like, because now we have AI and it's recreating these things, and we're like, wow. And some of the comments are like, oh, that's crazy. Like, in my head it was just like stick figures and like a little castle with like a tiny little thing on top. And it's so funny. Like, I would say my imagination definitely runs a little bit wilder, so I've definitely imagined like, and I like to reread things and like restructure things. So like, it's the first time I'm reading like such a cool setting type of book.
Yeah, vast plateaus, wilderness, and that's why, like,
I love it.
I think games like Oblivion or what's called The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, stuff like that, where it's like just vast open fantasy, and it's just like you exit, and it's like all new world. Yeah, it's like all these things that you've been fantasizing about from reading these books, they just
come to life.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
It's pretty sick.
It's amazing, and I can't wait to see what they do with it. Obviously, I want Game of Thrones budget. I know that it will not be Game of Thrones budget, unfortunately. I also hate usually character picking for books that come to life. And the thing is, I've noticed that a lot of these big seller books are becoming to life, and it's always the female driven ones.
Yeah, because there's money there.
Put money there, exactly. Yeah. So this is why you didn't get your fantasy books come to life, but we're getting our fantasy books. come to life.
We got the Lord of the Rings series at least, you know.
And that was really good.
And that was well done. So that one I will never complain about. That's like the only win.
Game of Thrones too.
You know, the Game of Thrones series. So, like, I read some of those books, and like this was way back when. I remember I read some of those books, and when I heard Game of Thrones was being made, I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then I liked the way they did it. But the thing I always say is what we focus on in Game of Thrones was like the more digestible fact, right? And like, because there was way more fantasy to Game of Thrones, like than there was shown in the show, right? And it was a digestible, intellectual discussion parts that were shown. I know it was freaking amazingly done. But then the moment they started gearing towards what the books were fully about, the fantasy, they just messed it up. And that's why I'm saying, like, I find it like more time, unless it's done with love and care, fantasy is really hard to pass.
Yeah,
to
I
pass
think
off.
so.
You know, like the only way it's ever done well is whether maybe in like a good video game where it builds its own fantasy world, or in an animation where you can like do more liberties of stuff. But yeah,
true. No, it's it'll be exciting to see what they come up with. I'm sure Bezos has enough money to throw at this. Daddy Bezos.
Yeah, just he's not even the one doing this.
I know.
Prime.
Well, it is his, like, you
company.
know, whatever. Rebecca, the author, she did say she liked what they came up, like the
script.
The script. She said she was
manuscript,
happy with it. So I'm like, I trust you.
But the thing is, the scripts can be good, but it's about translating that into.
Yeah. But like, this is why you would want them to work with the author to, you know, isn't that what they did with or Martin?
George R. Martin's book, yeah.
They worked with him.
Yeah, but sure, they did the same thing for Oda with One Piece. You know, the live action thing, and they did that true to thing. Yeah, like you're gonna hit it if you work, but at the same time, it's like funny enough, I'm actually watching an anime that's actually about like acting and stuff like that, and there was a part in which a mangaka's manga was being turned into a theater play, and she was not happy with the way the thing was, but it was whatever. But it's pretty interesting dynamic. It always is strange. Like it is a big payday for them, you know.
That's what I was thinking, because it's like there are things I'd be willing to close my eyes for if it was my book coming to life. I'm like, you know what?
Because books make money.
Give me that paycheck.
Not that much money.
Give me that paycheck.
But she must be making good money if she's taking a break to like spend with her child. Because most authors are like, man, I need to get it so I can make a payday. She must have made good money off these books.
But you know, like when a book is really good, and then you're able to come up with two other books that are also really good, you can afford a break. Like the fandom around it, like. So there's speculations about who the characters will be, right? And there's some hints that some of these people, actors, whatever, are putting on their stories. And like every single post, every single comment is flooded with this fandom. Like they're like, oh, you're my Zayden, you're my Violet, you're my whatever. And that just tells you like this hasn't even come to life, and everyone's crazy about it. And like I get it, because I'm going liking all these comments too. You know, I'm part of the problem. So it's I don't know. I hope they do a good job with it. And if you're watching this, you should read Fourth Wing.
Maybe I need to give it a shot.
I think you should read it. I have it.
I'm meant to read the other book there, so reread the other book there. So
Atomic Habits?
Yeah, I saw you read the introductory chapter.
Yeah.
Introduction.
But I think you can read 2 books at a time.
Yeah, I know, but I said reread that book.
Yeah. We're meant to do a chapter today. Like
Nicoletta. So this is a funny story. I told Nicoletta about a book that she should read. Like this is just a general help book or whatever, right? Atomic Habits, pretty good book. It kind of helps you with forming good habits and like ways in controlling the controllables, right? And I told her about this book so long ago, and then it came up again when we were talking to one of her friends, and so she had it down, and then she was like, they're recently on a trip, and then she's like, oh, I saw the book, and I was like, get it, that we can read it together. I was like, the book that I told you to read?
I forgot that you read it.
Yeah, because
and the thing is, it wasn't even on top of my list for books, because I saw some really interesting titles there, and I was like, oh, like maybe we could actually read this, we could read that. But then I was like, no, this is like meant to be really good.
I wonder why. It's because we just read Psychology of Money together. Yeah. That's why. And that was
really, I like that. I love the idea of us having a book that we're reading at the same time. Like in a physical book, you know. Yeah. I love my Kindle and everything, but it is nice to have a physical book, and that's why I would love the Fourth Wing series as a physical copy.
Maybe I should. If the world building is good, I'll enjoy it.
It is, I promise.
Like, but the thing is, you didn't read The Lord of the Rings, so I don't know, like, you, like, or...
I watched The Lord of the Rings. It's not as...
Like, what is in... Like, this is funny enough, we're talking about it now. Like, what's in there? Like, what kind of creatures are in it besides dragons? Like, is there other races of, like, elves, orcs? No. Like, what other races are in there? No,
that's why I said this is more akin to, like, kind of like Divergent vibe, because it's, like, there's, like, a scribe... Like... There's a writer's basically kind of quadrant, like a scribe's quadrant where...
Like guild or...
No, it's kind of like what you're destined to do once you're like...
Oh, yes.
Growing up. So you either become a writer or you become a writer. And it's like very, you know, kind of like old age type of, you know, thing.
Sword and sandals.
Yeah. It's you don't meet like... There are some... I will not say because this is actually a spoiler. So that you meet new kind of like things,
races, or monsters.
Well, I don't know. You meet them towards like, you know, as you keep reading, but it's not like it's more about humans.
Yeah, so it's one of those like Sword of Sandals that are based within like like the human world and more about like maybe monsters than it is like races and stuff.
Yeah, I will say they do have powers. So
magic. They have a magic system.
They call them signets.
It's all magic systems. They just always rename it with some other like because people everyone. That's one thing that's a big gripe for me in fantasy nowadays, because I've read some smaller fantasy extracts to like try get into other fantasy books just to see whatever, but everyone's trying to steer away, and I even see it in manga as well, by the way. Like everyone's trying to steer away from saying magic, and they all come up with a different system, and it's just magic, like arcane, whatever you want to call it. Like it's just a magic system. But
I understand why they're steering away from it, because you want it to sound a little different, you know, a little. Oh, it's not like magic; it's a signet.
Okay, buddy.
So they do have magic powers, whatever, that they get from their dragons. So like, you know, once they bond. And it's really good. Like I don't know if you would enjoy it, but I actually do think it's really good.
I'm gonna give it a shot.
Yeah. And you can meet Satan.
Okay, buddy.
No, it's really, really good, and I highly recommend it. I know we've yapped about fantasy books, and this episode was not about
fantasy books. But it's okay. It's whatever we want it to be.
Yeah, I'm sure you love us, and
you can skip to this time zone now.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not putting no timestamps for you. I don't put timestamps for anyone, because I realize the timestamps were a detriment. People are just hopping around. Yeah.
Well, whatever. What we'll move on to next is Valentine's, because Valentine's just happened.
Galentines, because it's all about the gals.
It literally happened yesterday. How was your Valentine's?
It was good. I was taken to a restaurant.
Hey, didn't happen before that.
Oh no, yes. Nicoletta surprised me with I guess what would you call it, like a skincare basket. But it's not just skincare, because it's things. I think a self-care basket is what I'm more happy to describe it. You know, with some nice little products that I've like been like, oh, it'd be nice if I got that, or whatever. You know, because I'm trying to get on my healthy skin routine. You know, because my skin looks like this for free, but it's not going to stay like this for free forever. So, you know, I need to start putting in work now. I'm not youthful anymore. So, yeah, she got me some stuff. I'm going to start using them. And hopefully it'll not make a difference, but, like, keep my skin.
Check in a month to see how my skin routine is holding up.
Like, keep my skin good. You know, because I'd like to say I have good skin. Like, I think I have pretty good skin.
Must be nice.
Yeah, I know. God.
Must be so nice. Just to touch really quick on skin stuff, okay? I do want to say, for my acne-prone girls.
And men,
for my acne-prone people, you cannot fall into this online propaganda of oh, this product will work. This product will work. First of all, we cannot just try out products, okay? Like, you try a new product, your skin is going to break out. Your skin takes time to get used to a product. You can't just use whatever on your face.
Sounds like I'm hearing myself.
You literally cannot just use whatever you want on your face. Just listen to me, okay? Because I've been through so many phases. I've been at such a good point with my acne, and then I was like, I can just basically do whatever now. No, you can't. You actually can't. Just get yourself a good skincare routine that works for you and stick to it. And don't try no Charlotte Tilbury magic cream. Don't try no, I don't know. I'm naming these they're not bad. Like, I'm just saying. Just stick to the basics. Go ahead. Sorry.
For so many years, I said that to Nicoletta. She didn't listen to me when she was like doing all the. But I was like, Nicoletta, just don't do that. Like, you can't trust everything on the internet. She's like, no, this person is. I'm like, okay.
Go see a dermatologist.
I literally kept saying, go see a dermatologist. Go see a dermatologist. Go see a dermatologist. They'll tell you what works for you, and then boom, just use that.
Well, not even what works for you. They'll just give you like whatever creams will help it go away. But like, whatever.
How was your Valentine's?
It was good after you finished working. So in the morning when you got ready for the gym, I was like awake and ready to go, but I know I couldn't go with you because I couldn't plan my surprise. So I went to the gym upstairs and I planned my little like basket, put a little TikTok together. I got a really nice bouquet of flowers, so thank you. And then we went out to eat.
Yeah, we went to eat. How was your dinner? Your Valentine's dinner that you chose?
Oh my god.
That you chose.
Okay, guys, we went to Koya.
Oh.
Okay. This Peruvian style restaurant.
Peruvian, my ass.
Okay. They had a Valentine's special.
Tasting menu.
It was probably the least pleasant meal.
Least pleasant. It was the worst meal I've ever had in my life. Hands down.
Definitely for the price that it was as well.
Worst meal I've ever had in my life. Hands down. Even if it was cheap, it would have been the worst meal I've ever had in my life. I've never had a meal as bad as that.
The Wagyu meat I did like.
The Wagyu balbon was the only thing that was okay.
Balbon. Yeah.
Oh, you like? I did not.
I
like
like the meat. Yes.
But honestly, the whole menu sucked to me.
It did.
I have never I literally last time I was trying to think of meals I've had that were worse, and I couldn't think of one. I couldn't think of any meal I've ever had outside that was worse.
Ferg looked like he was in literal agony.
It was so, near the end, I actually felt like I was going to throw up if I kept eating.
It genuinely, it was so unpleasant. So unpleasant.
This word, why are we using this word? It was bad. It was terrible.
So actually the word that I have on my iPad is literally shit, but I'm not going to say that. No, it was bad. Okay. It was really bad. And I think this is meant to be one of those like really bougie restaurants in London, like think Nobu, Koya, whatever. It was
near
bad.
Nobu too.
Yeah, it was just so bad. And don't get me wrong, there are some bougie places that you can go to that the food is good. And we were just talking about how in Greece, that's probably some of the most expensive meals we've had.
Yeah.
But they were worth their money. Mm-hmm. You know, like, okay, they're overpriced.
But they were good.
But they were good, you know, like at least it's like whatever. No.
Had some of the best pasta I ever had in my life.
It was so good. But this, oh my God.
Oh my God.
So don't go, stay away. I like what you said at the start about like, oh, Galentine's all about the girls, because do you think that it is
absolutely
for women?
I think men don't have the emotional and romantic intelligence in comparison to women to keep up with this date. Like, that's why we see so much discourse online every year on Valentine's about, oh my God, like, why are you saying it's not deep? Why are you saying it is deep? Why are you whatever? It is definitely more inclined. And it's funny because it's literally it's a money making holiday. Like, it's what do they call them again? The holidays are literally man made. They're just for money, making money.
They're is capitalist?
No. There's a name for it. I can't remember the name. Whoever remembers, put it in the comments. But there's a name for them. The holidays are literally like essentially like they say Hallmark cards as well, because it's like it's just for like it's man-made just for money. You know, like there is a little bit of maybe history for some cultures or whatever, but it's really just a man-made money-making holiday.
I overheard one of the people you work with talk about the origin of Valentine's, and I was like, that's shocking.
Oh,
surely
yeah,
that's not true.
That's one of the many like everywhere different.
There's
whatever.
always
something, right? And like it's not really ever to do with love or whatever.
I didn't think we had Valentine's in Romania growing up.
Yeah, because it's made of.
Well, we did have, and this is
Saint
our
Valentine.
Yeah, no, what we have is our own tradition. I think it's like 1st of March, which is Martishor, and you give girls like these like little pins with like red and white ribbon, or like a chocolate or whatever.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's really sweet.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I think it's very like whatever, but artificial. But it is in the world we live in. It's part of our artificial culture, and yeah, I think it's definitely to like. I think if the day was to cease to exist, men are not gonna cry, except for the men who are maybe like romantically in tune. But those guys are already doing stuff normally anyway.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like no one's crying. No man is crying over like Valentine disappearing, but women will be like, oh my god.
Do you think the reason that men feel that way is because they don't get back?
I think if it was definitely like more unisex focused, it would be a lot more of a like reciprocated holiday, because if you think about other holidays, like everybody in Ireland loves St. Patrick's Day, right?
Yeah.
Ain't nobody doesn't like St. Patrick's Day. I'm not even Christian. I grew up in Ireland. I love St. Patrick's Day.
You get a day off.
Yeah, it's a freaking fantastic holiday, you know? And and then you have stuff like Christmas where everyone's happy because it's like family oriented. Everybody's involved. Everybody gets a gift. You give gifts and you get gifts. Easter, everybody loves Easter because everyone loves chocolate and everybody gets Easter eggs. But Valentine's is not about everybody, even though it's meant to be about the couple. It's not. It segregates not people who are not in a couple, like single people, and then it segregates like people who are in a couple technically because it's more focused on the woman than it is on the man. So I think that's where the issue lies with Valentine's as a holiday.
I can see that.
You know,
I can see that. And what I'm even seeing like online as well, it's generally women posting like their flowers, posting their whatever. And I'm always like, oh, like, what did you get him? So, and it's not like, I feel like men aren't really into, like, some of them do post online and whatever, but some of them don't. But it's just it definitely tends to be more like, oh, another money spending opportunity for men, you know, which is great because men don't spend enough money. So are we really mad?
Are we really mad?
Are we really mad? And also, I don't think it's that deep. Like, as in, I don't think it's that deep to expect your partner to get you flowers. Like, I think I've seen so many nice bouquets in all the stores.
Please don't remind me.
It's not that deep, you know. It's
not that expensive.
Yeah,
our co-op downstairs was doing £10 for freaking a dozen. Guys, this is how you know the holiday is manufactured. Co-op downstairs did a dozen roses and a premium, not a normal box, and a premium box of chocolate for £10. I spent £30 for freaking not even a dozen roses. This from a flower shop. This holiday is for money because flowers aren't that expensive. But they mark up the price because of Valentine's. But real places like your local stores will sell you flowers at a normal price, and
like
then
you have been for the whole year.
You know, and you can just give it to your significant £10. What's £10?
Exactly.
Think about it, £10. You give £10, she's happy. Everybody's happy.
Everybody's
good.
happy. Literally, everybody's happy. Like, it's never that serious. Sorry, I saw something here. Oh, here. Because you said Galentine's, right?
Yeah, Galentine's indeed.
And I saw this question. It was like, is Galentine's just a better way for women to celebrate Valentine's?
If you're listening to this, I looked at the camera and I smirked. That's my answer.
You said yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything. I looked at the camera and I smirked.
Do you think it is?
What?
I don't actually think it is, because
I don't think it is, but I just find it so funny because I said this holiday alienates people. It alienates single people. And let's be honest, the single people who are really suffering during this time are either the lover boys, which are very few of them. On the male species, there's very few lover boys in this world. That's why women struggle to date, right? If more men were lover boys, they wouldn't have a problem. So very few of the lover boys struggle because they love. And then the women struggle because you're constantly comparing yourself to every other hoe out there that's out there with flowers, one-upping each other, and women compete. If there's anything women can do, is they can compete about whose man is doing more.
Like open-minded is.
So like eventually got to a point where obviously women created Galentines because it's like, well, I'm not gonna be made feel like a second-class citizen in this female world just because your man is doing this and I don't have a man. So we're gonna uplift each other together.
When you put it that way.
And it's because women are competitive. Because let me be freaking for real right now. Let me be so honest right now. If it was flipped around, men ain't never doing bro time, whatever the hell. They ain't making that. Because we don't compete because we don't care about like, oh, your girl got you this. If anything, they make fun of you.
Y'all don't get shit anyway.
You probably be like, man, my girl got me nothing. Yeah. You know, like, cause I'm a man, whatever, you know?
Well,
you know?
no, because like, I think...
No, I'm saying as a joke.
Like, I find it really cute when you guys like put into the group chat what your girls did for you. And
Yeah.
like, like, that's so nice. And you guys are really happy for each other.
Yeah,
really
because
cute.
we're proper. I'm talking about all them macho dummies, you know, that they're like, yeah, I think, whatever. Anyway, the point is, I feel like you just didn't want to be second classes, and so you had to make up a whole thing.
That is so funny. Because even when I saw the question, I was like, where is this coming from? Like, why would anybody be better? And then I'm like, wait a minute. I see it. Like, when you just said that. Because I know that there's girls who celebrate Galentines even in relationships, right? But at the end of the day, they still have a partner to go home to. Mm-hmm. You know? There's still... Love is still in the air. But
whether it's shit or not.
yeah. I think it was so easy for me to like not compare. Like I don't compare myself to other people, and like seeing it online and everything, and it's just like I'm happy that people are happy, but I would never be like, oh, why isn't my man doing that? Like, my man funds my lifestyle. I don't actually
people
need
be looking
anything.
at me like oh,
and do you know what?
That's all you got?
I was thinking they even might. Like, and I didn't even want to post about the restaurant we went at last night because it was like, shit, you know? So it was like, this is a lie. This is basically Instagram. Where like, look at my fancy meal, and it was shit. Like,
that's how more people keep going to that place because they don't get real critique.
I mean, I didn't tag it or anything.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah, but you know. I just put it up because I was like, oh, I left the house. Like, how nice. And I still left the house. But I left that whole Instagram life behind a long
Valentine's a fake holiday.
Time ago. Yeah, it is. So about the bitter people, I literally saw a TikTok of this guy that went up to this, couple. He was like,
yo, second one this week, bro.
And then straight after, he was like, that is so funny.
No.
And the guy was like, it was Keisha, wasn't it?
No. My favorite one still is that anyone who knows that New York guy that makes New York TikToks, and then he's like, nah. So like, I'm really happy for Valentine's Day, whatever. All the couples celebrating, but some of that just like, I like. Obviously, I'm not trying to get in anyone's relationship, and when you hear that, that's an S-class instigator about to say something.
Yes.
I'm not trying to get in anyone's relationship, but isn't it kind of crazy that it's only on one day of the year that your man's actually really trying to show out for you? Like, one day of the year, he can get you flowers.
Whatever.
Like, he never gets you flowers any other time of the year besides Valentine's Day? Mm-hmm. Crazy. That's S-class. That's top chef's kiss instigation. But it's right, though. Let's be honest. Like, most men ain't doing shit for you besides...
How sad is that?
Let's be honest. People treat Valentine's better than they treat their anniversaries. They do.
But anniversary is like a sacred day.
Not to them in comparison to Valentine's.
That's so crazy.
Like, the only... more time, your man never gets you flowers for your birthday. So...
Wow, come on now.
I'm just saying.
I would hope it is.
So, really, it is only Valentine's. For the women listening, just do some quick maths. How many times are you going flowers a year?
Like, this is exactly what I mean. Like, guys, what you see online is so fake. Like, they might literally post that after they had the literal worst argument of their fucking lives, okay? Every day that man might treat her like shit, but because he got her flowers, she's now like, oh, here are my flowers that I got. Don't be comparing yourself to this nonsense, okay? It's just not worth it.
Valentine's is just women's pissing contest, guys. It really is. Like, the amount of women that post outrageous things on Valentine's, like that person who posted that, oh, someone's getting like that truck, that truck that was like a rose box on a truck. And I was like,
I'm sure that was a big ad, by the way.
No, I know. But I'm just saying, like, stuff like that does happen, right? Where like it's just women flexing other women.
It's so silly. Guys, stop it.
Capitalism.
Like, it just
the only person winning is capitalism.
Exactly. And you're getting women to turn against each other. It's not fair.
Good.
And don't get me wrong, like, I like seeing everyone post about their stuff, but it's really not about one-upping each other. It's about like, oh, look, like, my partner did something cute for me, and that is nice. I do want to see that. Like, I want to see you thriving. But like, don't be comparing yourself to people like now that are getting diamonds and whatever and like da 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 da. It's stupid. They probably still had a fucking argument that he's never present in her life, but oh, here's a diamond bracelet and now you can shut the fuck up. Like, it's just not worth it. And speaking of that, I know we saw TikTok and you did point out that it wasn't real, but like that video of the guy who had planned a boys' night out on Valentine's, and it was like
fake.
I know, but like still, that would piss me off. Don't piss me off.
PMO,
The least you can do is spend time with me. I mean, if you have a man that's like, oh, but the boys need me, like,
because they're single and alone.
Yeah, because it's a boys' night out. Leave him.
Valentine's did fall out. Sorry, guys. Valentine's did fall on a Friday. Yeah, this year it's pretty fair to expect that Fridays for the boys. Some Fortnite. The pub.
And that's kind of my ideal night.
Clear.
Like, you're just there playing your game and I'm like reading my book.
Yeah, no, but I don't know. It's so funny. This Valentine's thing is so funny to me.
I know we talked about this as well, but what do you think of people proposing on Valentine's
That's
Day?
insane. It's big brain because you get 2 for 2. I mean, 2 for 1 deal. 2 for 1 special. If the only thing that could make it better is if they brought Valentine's closer to Christmas and then you did that too, but they ain't got all 3. Goddamn. But nah, that's not possible. But no, being able to get Valentine's and proposal is greedy, because why are you taking 1 day away? Like, it's a cheat code. Like it's not romantic. I just see it as a cop out statement.
See, on the other hand, I was like arguing that I actually think it is. And I think if there were any of the holidays throughout the year when I would be okay with a proposal, it would be Valentine's Day.
So the same day everybody else has, the same day, the same time of the year, majority of the kids are conceived, the same time that
surprise, you're a Scorpio, baby. You're not that special.
The same time every single person, whatever, you are now also equating your love for that person, that's showing that you want to take it to the next stage, as the same as all of that. That's crazy to me.
I don't mind.
Damn.
I don't mind, like, because I see Valentine's as like a couple's holiday of you spending time together. If there is any time throughout the year, that would be a romantic time. You know
what? I'm just gonna tell, if I ever have a son, I'm just like, yeah, just get proposed on Valentine's, bro. Give yourself a 2 for 1 special. She'll think it's amazing, but in reality, you just won. You won the lotto.
Yeah, because like then you don't have to buy flowers for your anniversary. Well, you still do, because
your anniversary.
What would be the anniversary then?
No. You make sure you propose on Valentine's and you get married on Valentine's.
Oh God.
Big brain. Put everything on the 1 day. Remember the 1 day done. The only other day that you have to remember is her birthday, because you can't forget Christmas. The whole world is not going to let you forget about Christmas. So all you have to remember is her birthday.
It's a hard one, because I'd be okay with it.
So imagine I ask you out, Valentine's, or dating, right? Because a lot of people do that. I propose Valentine's, our wedding, Valentine's. So all days, très magnifique.
And you always celebrate on Valentine's. And if anything, yeah, you're saving a bit of money. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And I wouldn't be upset. I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be whatever.
Yeah, to be honest, because they get too much anyway. Take away some days from them.
No.
Take some days away from them.
Not like
Take
that.
Take some days from them.
Not like that. Obviously, not like that.
They get too many goddamn days in this goddamn country. We don't want it.
The way we started it, I started saying like, you know what? Yeah, men should spend more money. And now I'm like, yeah, there's nothing wrong with spending less money.
Spend less money.
Yeah.
They don't need it.
Yeah, I would
just take them to McDonald's.
Oh.
McDonald's is not a bad Valentine's.
Oh.
Hey, yo, wait, what? How about people who can't afford the nice meal? They want to go to McDonald's. That's what it, like, let's say, when we were younger and our parents didn't have money and we didn't have money.
Listen.
And then, you'd always be like, McDonald's. And then you get McDonald's at home. And then when you do get McDonald's, it's a special time. It's the same thing. There are people who are like, McDonald's is, don't. McDonald's can be Valentine's for some people.
It can be. And I actually just saw a TikTok of this guy that went up to this couple in McDonald's and was like, McDonald's for Valentine's? And then he was like, well, I got her like a Lego flowers. Lego flowers. Oh, I did this. Oh, you did this. Oh, you did this. Okay, you know what? Enjoy a McDonald's meal, Because obviously there's more to the picture than you see.
Mm-hmm.
And also, like, you could really like McDonald's. And you're like, do you know what? This would be an ideal cheat meal together. Have McDonald's together.
McDonald's.
But if you're trying to take me to McDonald's, I'd be mad.
Sounds like someone's conceited. Someone's a little bit.
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
I think we go to McDonald's any other time. Why are we making Valentine's Day? I'd rather stay home.
Next time all you're getting is ice cream. A little ice cream. Not even Ben and Jerry's. You're getting a little ice cream. Nice little simple vanilla to €2. That's your Valentine's because I think you've been treated a little bit too good. You need to remember where you come from.
Remember your roots.
You need to remember where you came from.
I love when people have that argument because someone at one of my previous jobs said to me that, oh, like, you wouldn't know what it was like back in my day,
Sir, I was raised on a farm. I had chicken running around. And if we didn't cook the chicken, we died. So, I don't know about you and your nice little house in Ireland, but we didn't even have an acre. We had to shit outside. So, you actually had a working toilet system. I don't know who you think's really broke here, but it ain't you.
But it's so dead ass because when people when you said it to me, it was like, oh, like, we didn't have in the internet. I'm like, you didn't have internet.
Our house was leaking.
Wait, when it rains inside the house. We didn't have running water. What are you talking about?
What you know about a bucket and going down to the well?
What are you talking to me about the internet? And you would play outside. What do you think I did?
It's like I don't want to talk to you. In your house, you flipped the switch, water came out.
Yeah.
You and I are not the same.
And this guy was significantly older than me. So it's crazy that it's well, my childhood was very different, sir. Anyway, that wraps up our Valentine's.
Yeah. Hope you guys had a shit Valentine's anyway.
Hey, that's mean.
Why? Because that means the next one you can do bare minimum and it looks good. It looks good in comparison. You compare, don't overachieve. Don't be stupid. Just do the bare minimum when it comes to Valentine's.
Guys, come on.
I'm telling you.
Don't listen to this guy. If you're alone, treat yourself. Do you know what I mean? Even after Valentine's, you're seeing the cheaper flowers, the cheaper whatever.
Yeah, they're on sale. Go buy yourself a vase.
Treat yourself.
Create some flowers.
Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode.
And we'll see you again next week.
Till next time.
Peace.